One thing's for sure, I never expected to be here like this. My daughter and I were on the way to taking her to her job this morning, and we were talking just a little bit, and I kind of threw a question at her and said, hey, I've got to record my video today, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do it on. What should I do? And so we started bantering a little bit, and she said, well, maybe I ought to do something like what Markiplier does. He did a video with 5 minutes of eating pretzels. And I don't know about you, but I just can't quite see myself doing 5 minutes of eating pretzels for you. It didn't quite seem to fit. But he started laughing about that, and that I couldn't do such a thing because it really wouldn't fit my model for a channel. And then one of us said something like, well, we never thought that I would be where I am now. What an amazing trip it's been. And as I've started driving a little bit more and dropping her off at work and thinking about it, I really never did expect to be where I am and doing what I am and how far it has come. And it really kind of got me thinking back a little ways. When I worked at the theme parks, it was always a side job. My main job when I worked at Busch Gardens, I was teaching. When I was doing Silver Dollar City and Disney, I was pastoring. And if you don't realize, most pastors have to work a side job. It's like 70% of pastors actually have to work a job, or their spouse has to work a job, or both to pay bills. So it was always kind of that idea to just bring in enough money to be able to kind of meet bills while having fun and relaxing and doing something that I enjoyed. And over the years, it's really kind of morphed. When I first started the channel, I was actually looking at doing something on the side a little bit, never actually thinking about making money like I am now with it. And I'm going to shoot this to you. If you haven't figured out yet, this is going to be a little bit of an unusual video. And I'm actually going to leave most of my blurbs in and going to go minimal editing. So you can kind of get a feel for the real me. Because I know you get to see the video image of me a lot of times. So let the curtain down a little bit. The channel is called Confessions of a Theme Park Worker. So kind of think of this as a real life confessions, if you will, in some ways. When we did the channel, I was working as a substitute teacher at the school. I had just recently quit at Silver Dollar City, and so I had some income doing that. So the idea of the channel wasn't to do it for pay. My son had actually been doing a YouTube channel of his own, doing some cartoon fandom things, and he was making $100-$200 a month here and there and getting a little bit of money from it, which, hey, that was really cool. And he actually had a friend at college that paid his whole entire college tuition bill off of Rubik's Cubes videos. I don't know about you, but that's just awesome. We knew that money could be made, but when I started doing the channel, it was more kind of okay, I love theme parks. I love my time working. I'm not working anymore. And so I would talk about it, and I would keep sharing the same stories a lot of times over and over. And the kids, my wife kind of, could you stop? Could you come up with something new? And so part of it was, okay, I kind of need this theme park outlet for me to be able to share and unload some of that so I'm not driving them crazy or the people at my church crazy. And hey, my son made a little bit of money and his friends made some money. That would be kind of cool if that actually happened on the side as well. So in the background of my mind, there was that thought, but there was also never a real expectation. I never expected to get a whole lot of no's. Hoped to, but it was just kind of this weird thing in my mind. It's like, hey, that could be fun. I'd enjoy it. I'm into genealogy. This would leave a video recording for future generations if there's anybody interested in watching my stuff and knowing what I was like. So it could be fun that way. So I sat down and I started recording, came up with these ideas and what would the channel be? What would my videos be about? And, of course, had to have the silly guest questions. And so when I first started, I initially made 3 videos. And if you go back and you look at my very first videos now, they're short. They're about 3 minutes long each. And just real quick hitting things. The quality's not great. The video is okay. The sound is real echoey. But just kind of getting the concept and all right, let's try and put these out there. Let's see what we can do, put them together real quick and see what they look like. Yeah, maybe if people like them. And so I recorded these things, wrote them out, had some fun with them, created the channel. Actually, just for fun, went ahead and created a Sir Willow Facebook page, just so that way if people did start watching, I could actually get some feedback from them and share a little bit, because I thought that'd be neat if I actually get, 100 people or so. And I did actually create a Patreon right at the beginning, just in case. In the back of my mind, there was always this hope, it would be really cool if this took off a little bit, but didn't expect it. Published the videos, spread them on Facebook. There was a couple Disney and roller coaster pages I'm active on, and so I posted them on there and said, hey guys, take a look at this, see what you think, see if you like it, and got some really good positive feedback. Had a couple people on Mice Chat that were just hugely encouraging. I thought, well, hey, this could be a lot of fun. And if I get 1,000 subscribers, I will be awesome. That honestly was my real goal with the channel, was 1,000 subscribers. And if somehow I manage to get enough views that I can get some advertising on YouTube and make $100 a month, that would be cool. Didn't expect Patreon to take off at all. My son had actually tried Patreon with his channel, and I think he said he got like 3 supporters or something. And so when I actually created my Patreon page, I got my very first supporter very quickly. It was me. It's kind of took the approach to it as if it was a tip jar. If you've ever walked into a place that has a tip jar, you know that there's always $1 in there at least. Kind of as the seed money to get the idea. And, oh, okay, I'll put some money in. Because if you have an empty tip jar, nobody else puts anything in. So, yeah, I was my own first patron. And I thought, if it takes off, and didn't see much of anything there. And just recorded my videos, had some friends and family and other people who contacted, and they spread it a little bit. And within 5 months or so, I was probably about 500 to 700 subscribers and was doing well, was enjoying it. Really wasn't making any money, but that was okay. And watch it kind of gradually grow. I thought, hey, this is fun, this is neat. Not going to quit my day job, substitute teaching, but hey, this is thoroughly enjoyable. And then probably, I want to say it was like 8 or 9 months after I started, I had one video that managed to hit YouTube's algorithms just right and got fed into other forums, and all of a sudden, and it was the one about the groups that cast members hated. It just exploded. I don't want to say it went viral because it's still not at 500,000 views, but within a matter of a month and a half, it piled on over 300,000 views. It's still getting views. And with that, my subscriber count shot up, and dialogue shot up, comments like crazy, and it was more than I could keep up with. It was like, oh my goodness, it was insane in a very good way. I'll tell you, if you wonder why a lot of your YouTube creators don't correspond, I can tell you just from that one video, that 2 months that it was really going was impossible for me to keep up with all the traffic. And I can't imagine if I had multiple videos doing that much traffic. But it really caught me by surprise. And then to watch the subscriber count go up, and then because of that, about a month after it started to slow down a little bit, YouTube started their brand new, on their What's Trending page, their Creator on the Rise. And in the very first week of that they ever did it, I was like the 3rd person that they did because of this one video. And so I saw another increase in traffic, and it was going, just blew me away. I went in a matter of 2 to 3 months from around 1,000 subscribers to pushing close to 20,000. Just, oh my goodness. Flash in the pan. Okay, maybe this is my 15 minutes of fame. Just incredible, shocking. And around the same time, I began to watch my Patreon pick up and my patrons come up. And it was kind of like, wow, I'm actually making a little money off of this. This is pretty incredible. And as it grew, it began to make me think things through a little bit. So I actually ended up cutting back on substitute teaching, not just because of the channel. There were some other things going on as well. And so it was like, well, I don't need the money from substitute teaching because the YouTube channel and Patreon are actually paying me as much now as those were, which was incredible. Didn't expect that. That's still not a lot of money, by the way. I was only making a few $100s a month. At the time, it was probably about $300 to $400 a month substitute teaching. So that was kind of where I was with 20,000 plus subscribers and my traffic. So still not a lot of money, but there was a little bit there, and I was having fun. Then the next year happened. Again, I never expected much from the channel. And we started having some odd experiences. It went to Silver Dollar City, and I already knew people at Silver Dollar City. But then I actually had people that were coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I saw your videos. Those were cool." You saw my videos? And I started having people at the park recognize me not from working at the park, but recognize me from having watched the videos. And that was different. Where it really got weird, my son and I were up at Guitar City in Springfield buying a couple things for the church. And as I'm getting ready to check out and I'm talking with the guy at the counter there, and he looks at me and he goes, "Do you make YouTube videos about Disney?" And the look on my son's face, I mean, he just kind of stood there and went, and I'm really kind of feeling awkward. This is going to sound a little bit weird for you, but when you first start making videos or you do something that people start noticing and people recognize you, I'm not anybody different or special or unusual. I'm just a small town pastor who likes theme parks and loves kids and loves teaching and loves people. And so when I started having people recognize me, it was kind of like, wow, this is weird. Imagine you if you were just walking down the mall and all of a sudden somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I really love what you do. It's awesome. Can I get a picture with you?" Me? Okay, sure. Wow. It's really been a humbling experience as that has increased. I never would have imagined that I'd be going to a theme park and scheduling a meet and greet so people could come meet me and get a picture and say hi. And it's a weird feeling. Then the Patreon has picked up, and then I had one of my patrons, one of my very first ones, Richard Meredith. For fun, he says, "Hey, can I send you some mail?" Now, I have to confess, I had watched unboxing videos on YouTube where people got these packages from people and just unboxed it online. I thought, that would be so cool if people started sending me stuff. Yeah, no, it's me. Nobody's going to send me anything. Nobody's going to want to send me anything. So he sends me this box. And, hey, let's have some fun. And maybe it'll inspire other people. And I'm kind of going, "Richard, I love you. I appreciate you being a patron, but nobody's going to send me anything." But I'll be very happy to open the box and make sure I do it online because I wanted to share the moment with him. And his first box blew me away. Between the cookies and the maple syrup straight from Canada, and let's see and then I've got the little mousse down here, and so there were several things in it that were just amazing, and then other people started sending things. And last Christmas, we got several boxes, and it was just like, wow, this is amazing that people want to send me and my family stuff, and so grateful and humbled and shocked, but what an incredible thing. And so thank you for all that. If you haven't noticed, my shelves here, this is almost all stuff that viewers have sent me. So if you look around, if you sent me something recently, there's a good chance it's on the shelf. My pins are not generally. Those are put away. But started getting all this fan mail. And then we started talking, well, how cool would it be to go back to Disney? My budget didn't allow it. And then I ended up with the heart issues. And I had a couple guys, hey, just ask. And next thing I know, I went to Disney World last January for the first time in years, thanks to people who'd watched, and it's just kind of snowballed. And now I have to be honest with you, my church this last year has struggled. We're in a small town, and really the church is, I'm kind of saying this because I'm actually filming in my office. That window right there actually goes into the sanctuary of the church. It's been hard because we're small in numbers, we're small in size, and we struggled financially. And there have been times I've kind of sat there and gone, what's going on? All of you have helped pick that up. I had a viewer that took me to France, to Disneyland Paris, who still supports me in various other ways. A lot of the movies that we get to go see, the Disney movies, when I review them and stuff, that's thanks to him. I've had another guy who called me up in August, "Hey, you want to go to Cedar Point with me?" Okay. We went to Israel thanks to my in-laws paying for that. And then as we're getting ready to go to Israel, I had another gentleman, one of my patrons, say, hey, we're doing this get-together at Disney in October. Would your family like to go down again? That can't happen because of this and this and this. And next thing you know, we're all going to Disney World again. I mean, everybody. And there's still more stuff coming up. And my family and I would sit down and go, wow, we never imagined. We never thought, never expected. I had people at one of the live streams that the chat during the live stream was just going so well and kept going, and I hated to cut it off. And so I had a couple people suggest at the end of the live stream, well, why don't you create a Discord channel? Because then we can go chat and continue over there. Okay. So I created this Discord channel, and there's people that constantly sign up. I had another one of my fans, would it be okay with you if I started a Reddit for you? Sure, I love Reddit. So there's a Reddit now. And there's links to all this in the description. And then I had a couple people say, well, your page on Facebook is great, but if you've ever watched Justin Scar's videos, or his community on Facebook, that there's this group where everybody can participate. Well, that would be cool. Let's do that. So there's now a fan group page that, I may change the title at some point to make it a little more open, but it's there for anybody to share and join in. And so it's not just me posting on the fan group, it's anybody who wants to. And that has been fun to watch that start to grow. I never imagined when I created the first page that I would have 1,000 people that have liked it. And I think the number is like 1,200 now. Plus, I get a lot of people who try to friend me on Facebook. And by the way, if you've sent me a friend request to my personal Facebook page and I haven't responded, please don't be offended. I've got 1,200 people that are actually real life people I know on Facebook. And I try to keep my personal page to that, so that way I can keep up. And even 1,200 people I can't keep up. Anybody can follow it. It's public. But I generally don't add friends that I haven't met in real life. So please don't be offended if I haven't done that. But the Sir Willow pages are both there. And it's neat when I see other people running with this and going. The merchandise. I had a wonderful, wonderful friend who does the... oh gosh, and I'm going to forget the name, and I'm so sorry. He does a podcast that I've actually gone online with them, and I'll have the link in the description below. Don't you hate when your mind goes blank? But wonderful people, and he designed my logo. So when you order the merchandise, Steve Williams is the guy who actually did all that. See, I at least remembered your personal name, Steve. I'm sorry. And I'll remember the podcast as soon as I'm done with this. I'll just bet you. But he creates this logo, and then we put it on the merchandise, and people have bought it. And, I'd go to a park, and every now and then I'll see somebody wearing one of my shirts. It's like, oh my goodness, that's amazing that they're wearing my stuff. Or things like this. This shirt was made by one of my viewers in Australia. She sells stuff on Etsy. I mean, it's an incredible shirt. I mean, if you can't see the whole thing, you got to check the back too. Just amazing. Blows me away. When I first started this 2.5 years ago, I never would have imagined. All of this long bit to say that I'm humbled, I'm amazed, I'm grateful. We've got a week until Thanksgiving, and I want to let you know how thankful I am that you're even watching this. I'm a guy in my 40s. I'm not what you would ever imagine being YouTube famous. And I'm not by my numbers, by the way. They're still small. It would be really cool. But so you can see I've changed the angle. I was so busy rambling on, I didn't even notice that my video camera had cut off. But it's been an amazing trip. I don't even know where it cut off, to be totally honest with you. But all my fan mail is here. I read that on tough days. And you're just amazed. There's some incredible things that are coming up in the future. I've got Disney World coming in February. I'm going back to Disney World. And hopefully Busch and SeaWorld and a couple other things in July and August. That's going to be a longer trip because we've got our big general council for the assemblies. That's our church business meetings. We may have family with us and some other things, but that'll be in July and August of this next year. There's a huge trip coming up in October. I don't want to give details on that yet, but it's been a long time in the making, and I am so excited about it. I'm hoping for some collabs with people. February, we should be able to get together with Jennifer Oakes again, and I'd love to be able to get together with some other YouTubers. So I have no intentions of the channel shrinking or dying or anything. I'm going to keep going, and I'd love to see it keep growing. But thank you for having a role in that. Thank you for having a part. Thank you for being along with the ride and sharing it with me, because I'm humbled, I'm in awe, I'm thankful. This Thanksgiving, I'm going to be thankful for my family, for the food, the church, and so much more. But I'm also extremely thankful for you and being a part of this. If you want to know more about any of the things I talked about, there's links in the description. There's links to my books and my gear and other stuff like that. And when you click on those links, if you buy anything from that link through Amazon, it does help support me. I don't want you to think it doesn't. But thank you. I'm amazed. I'm humbled. I'm awed. And I'm so grateful for you. So this holiday season, as we get ready for Thanksgiving here in the U.S., and then Christmas and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and all the others that come up, thank you for making mine so special. And if I can return even just a little bit to you of what you all have sent me, I'm grateful. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and God bless. If you want to know whenever I have a new video out, well, hey, make sure you hit that button right there and subscribe. If you want to see another video right now, well, I've got a great one right here for you. And if you want to be like these wonderful people here and help support me financially on Patreon, well, check out that link right there and it'll take you to it. Thanks so much, and God bless.